Microphone, HD webcam. Okay. Can you hear me now? I do got some Vox there. Can you see everything live? Can you hear me, guys, out there? Yep, Rob. Thanks, Robert. Okay, we'll get started here with our meeting, as long as I don't screw it up. Greetings from Orla, and my little camper here in the Orla campground. Appreciate you guys signing in today. Sierra's going to monitor the online stuff for me since my internet service down here leaves a lot to be desired. But anyway, guys, we're going to talk a little bit about some, maybe here, if I can get things to cooperate. There we go. Workplace safety, just not like our normal workplace safety. So I got to throw this little disclaimer in here. I'm going to show you a little graphic stuff today. Nothing to be worried about. We have no issues at Prairie Field Services at all. But I started thinking about this, especially after all the elections, and you listen to the news and everything's doom and gloom, and you hear all this nasty stuff. So I want to talk about some of this stuff that affects us at work and all of you in your home life too. And that we need to train on and think about and be cognizant of. So, got a little movie that I'd like you guys to see here. See what you think. Hopefully it cooperates.
A morning that began like any other turned tragic today when an employee opened fire on his supervisor and fellow coworkers.
Students, parents, teachers are asking why today, after a bloody rampage, plunged this campus into tragedy.
Details are just coming in, but we're being...
But, sorry, hang on here.
told that a heavily armed gunman opened fire this evening at the mall food court behind me. There's no official word on any casualties yet, but one eyewitness reported seeing at least 6 people shot.
Active shooter. A gunman or gunmen killing or attempting to kill people in a confined, populated area.
You gotta get some sleep. You're looking like a vampire.
You sleep. You ain't got no babies at home keeping you up.
What the hell? Sim again.
We've tried. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to let you go.
Active shooter killings are a tragic, unpredictable reality, and one that's becoming more common.
Since 2006, the U.S. has averaged an active shooter event with 4 or more deaths every 2.9 months.
Even though the number of active shooter events has been increasing, your odds of being involved in one are still very slim. But just like fire drills and earthquake preparedness, making a plan in advance can make all the difference.
Yeah, but lizards live in tanks, right? It's probably fine.
If you do find yourself in the middle of a senseless attack, the why doesn't matter.
Hey, buddy.
Hang on, something's happening.
What matters is surviving.
On average, 20 mass shootings take place in the U.S. every year.
Killers usually choose their victims at random. They look for easy targets. So the harder you are to see or to hit, the safer you are.
Well, hold on. There we go. My internet's wonky, guys.
When an attack starts, if you can find a way out of the location, do so.
Get out.
If you stay calm and think clearly, even in the middle of a life and death, your chances of making it out. Visualize your movements in advance.
What are we gonna do?
Look at me. Get us out. Stay behind me. Stay now.
Use cover, something that will stop a bullet, and concealment, something that at least keeps you out of sight.
Attention South LA units, code 3 response needed regarding a 245 DSV 417. Should be at the Town Center shopping mall. Suspects wearing a face mask, possible body armor.
Use any available means to get out, including emergency exits or windows. Most restaurants and retail locations will also have exits in the back, through kitchens or stock rooms. Even in the best cases, police are minutes, not seconds away. You must take action to protect yourself.
Okay, everybody stay calm. It's probably just a drill.
No, go back, go back.
Oh my God, turn.
If you can help others without putting yourself in unnecessary danger,
Be okay.
do so.
It's gonna be okay. What's your name?
Lori.
Lori? It's gonna be okay.
If you can't move safely to an exit, get to a room or a confined area you can lock down. Then secure the location.
Secure your location.
Oh my God.
There's somebody shooting.
Everybody stay calm. Remember how we train. Everybody get in this corner, away from the windows. Get the emergency bag from my desk. Help her.
Drywall won't stop a bullet, but there are steps to take to stay safe. Lock or barricade the doors, turn off the lights, move away from any windows, and silence your cell phone.
The other door doesn't lock. Move desks or anything, just block it.
A modern emergency bag can include a first aid kit, gloves, emergency plans for the building, and casualty cards to alert first responders to any wounded victims.
Most active shooter situations are over in 10 to 15 minutes.
Attention Lakeway units, code 3 is needed. 245 GSV 417. It's going to be at Alexandria College. Multiple victims down.
Law enforcement's first responsibility when entering an active shooter situation is to stop the suspect, not to render aid to the victims. Medical teams will enter the scene as soon as the suspect is no longer a threat or is confirmed in another location. Silence any cell phones and remain quiet. Do not alert the shooter to your presence.
Sheriff's Department, is there anyone inside?
Red card.
Just hang tight. We'll be back to get you.
Defend yourself.
If you cannot escape the location and you can't shelter in place, you may have to defend yourself as a last resort. Almost anything can be turned into an improvised weapon. Look for something that can disrupt the shooter's ability to see, breathe, or control their weapon. When law enforcement arrives, they are going to be in a heightened state of readiness and awareness, looking for any aggressive movements. So keep your hands visible and follow any commands you are given.
I just saw one shooter.
Especially in developing situations, engaging law enforcement, running toward them, reaching for them, even to thank them, could put people at risk.
Surviving an active shooter. For more information,
Thank you. Seriously.
visit activeshooter.lasd.org.
Okay, with that, let me see if I can get my thing to cooperate here. Department of Homeland Security has some recommendations for work as well as in our private lives that we need to think about too. They suggest you evacuate. Look for your nearest exits, ways to get out safely. Make sure that you watch for those things. You know, even thinking about it, going to the doggone mall, see where your exits are. How can you get out of an area if you had to? If you can't evacuate, you want to hide out. You want to find a secure area, a place of safety. Lock the doors, as they said. But then, if it comes to this, you have to act against the shooter. Like they use the fire extinguisher. You know, he shoots him in the face with the fire extinguisher, puts him down. It neutralizes the situation. Think of those, not only in the workplace, but in your home life too. Especially when you're out with the family. In your personal life, why should we even talk about this at work? Well, because we want you all safe. We want you to come to work. We want to be safe in our work. We want you safe in your home life too. You know, especially with all the things. Every day you see something in the news anymore. But keep your head on a swivel. See what's out there. See what could be a threat. Our role, what we want to think about. Not everybody thinks about this kind of stuff. But I have a thing up there called the traffic light. And I know many of you from our military service and law enforcement will understand that. Think of your life as a traffic light. Most people live in green. Everything's golden and peachy and not a problem in the world. Now, some folks get worried or agitated, then they're kind of going into yellow. When you're thinking about security, you should be thinking about that. Live in yellow. Where are my threats? Where could my threats come from? What could be the potential threats? How do I get away from these threats? Because you don't ever want to go into red. Red is just, something's chaotic and bad right now. You know, some people that live in green all the time would think red is, oh shoot, I didn't get to Starbucks in time for a cup of coffee. So now my life and day is just ruined. But no, especially those that have the military and police deal, you know what I'm talking about. That red, you know something is going south right now. And that's where you need to be able to act. It's always best to be the best witness in the world than get involved in a situation. Try to remove yourself from that threat. Whether it's work, in your personal life, whatever. Be that good witness. We want to watch our surroundings for things that are just not right, out of place. Some things we don't think about it. We as humans are creatures of habit. You usually take the same route home, from work to work, all the time. Mix it up a little bit. Because in that, most of your accidents happen within 5 miles of your home. And you take that same route every day, so you get very complacent. So there's collision hazards and things that you're not paying attention to because, oh, this is safe all the time. Mix up your route of travel. That way, if you were happen to be being followed or whatever, you would notice it. You're not setting a pattern. But don't live in fear is the biggest thing. You don't want to live in fear, But be aware. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of what you're doing, what you see people doing. That's about all I have for this one. There's no sound maintenance moment since I'm down here and had hard enough time getting things started. There's not a maintenance moment today. I do have some operations notes, but I'll tell you our safety focus word. Be observant. Be aware. Watch what goes on around you, because it just seems like our world is getting worse and worse and worse all the time. And those are just simple little steps we can do to protect our family, our friends, our co-workers. You know, you see people wandering in the yard and they shouldn't be there. Let's find out who they are. Coming in the building. Who is this? I don't know. Let's ask them. Who are you? There's a lot of new faces all the time. And if you're one of those newer employees that somebody asks you, who are you? Don't be offended, because we want you to do the same thing. Because we got a lot of employees that not everybody knows. Now, operations-wise, guys, I'll do the best I can here. There's a couple pictures here that Jason wanted to talk about. I don't know if you can see them at all. That's snow, oil dropped in the snow. You know, those things stand out in the mind of a producer big time. And they're going to see all that oil on the ground. You think, well, snow's going to melt, it's going to get warm, everything will be good. No, if you have little drizzles like that, little dribbles, take your shovel, throw it in the bucket. Yeah, your snow's going to melt, but it's going to capture the oil. Let's try to make it clean. Look, would be on the dirt. Think of some of those things, too. Because we want to leave locations better than they were when we got there.